Mexico. We're on the road to New Mexico.
FightSaga.com and Halftime Pizza proudly present Real Talk with boxing professional Rick Glaser.
Guys, welcome. Happy Monday evening to all of you. And to those of you who are tuning in instead of tuning into the Home Run Derby right now, well, we thank you. But guys, you don't want to miss this. Whether you like it or not, you're going to get it. This is Real Talk with the incomparable Big Rick Glaser. Rick, how you doing tonight, my brother?
Not bad. I'm a huge baseball fan, but I'm not into manufactured TV events. And that's what that home run derby is. It's not my thing.
Really? Look, with your man competing in the East, or in the American League, I would have thought you for sure you would be in for the home run derby, right? Isn't the big guy competing for the American League this year again?
No. Aaron Judge? No, he's injured.
Oh, no. Okay, see, I'm a little miffed because my guy, Ellie De La Cruz, even though he's a rookie, you know, for the good of the sport, to promote the sport, you would think they would ask him to be in the All-Star game this year because, boy, he's just the hottest young player in baseball, right? But Anyway, and just like boxing, yeah, they're missing this great opportunity to promote the game. But speaking of which, guys, another guy who loves his baseball and his team is the San Francisco Giants. Boo! It's my pleasure to introduce my co-host for the evening. And the guy's going to be doing a lot of heavy lifting during this show. My brother, Big G Funky Boxing. How you doing, my friend?
Yes. Thank you so much. And yeah, let's go Giants.
I tell you what, guys, we've got a packed show, and we promised Big Rick we'd do a tight 60. So, guys, get your questions. Go get your shine box. I tell you what, so do you want to get right into, well, the first, Rick, what's going on in your life? We knew you weren't able to make it.
Nothing's changed this past week except for the fact that Tuesday was July 4th, and I didn't do anything but watch Yankees baseball and went out for dinner and stuff like that. So fire away with the questions. We're here for boxing. We're not here for my bullshit. Come on now.
All right, well, here we go. Here we go, Rick.
Maybe, just maybe, it's time for Rick Glaser's Twitter watch. Bang!
Oh, boy. Thank you to the list.
And there goes number one on the Twitter watch, guys. And this was at 4:37 a.m. to the Insomniac on July 10th. Well, early this morning, 2023. He says, Rick Glaser says, quote, this past Saturday night, headlining his own show for the first time, 20-year-old Floyd Kid Austin Scofield went from hot prospect to legitimate 135-pound contender. Now 15-0 with 11 stoppages, Floyd's very fast and athletic. Despite those attributes, he likes to mix it up in there. Big future ahead for Floyd Scofield Jr. Hashtag GBP, hashtag boxing. Rick, at 15-0 with 11 stoppages, you like this guy's future at 135?
Yeah, well, I was supposed to be the advisor. I was flew down to San Antonio in September of 2021. And on January 2nd, January 1st, they had tendered me a contract to sign, and I just walked away from the whole deal. Father was ordering me around like a stuck pig.
Wow.
Like I was some kind of clown. But I like the kid. Kid's a good kid. He speaks well. He's a very intelligent for a young man. Boxes well, got good power, fast hands, athletic, and he likes to rumble. I mean, he doesn't just stand there and pot shot you and move around. he actually, gets in there and rumbles. He reminds me a little bit of Obakar when Obakar was on the cover.
Oh, throwback. Obakar.
Yeah. One of the most talented fighters to never win a world title. Yeah.
Yeah. He fought. Can you imagine having to fight Trinidad, De La Hoya, Ike Forte, and I can't remember who the fourth one was anymore, but he fought I think 4 times for the world title and never won it. But in the meantime, he was a top fighter. He just never got lucky enough to win a title. He reminds me a lot of him, that he has the fast hands and the athletics ability, but then let alone wants to mix it up. So, yeah, he went legitimately from the other day from a hot prospect to a contender. Really did. I mean, that's the best way to put it. Not only because he beat a solid guy. Was he supposed to beat him? Yeah, but he dropped him 4 times. He dominated the fight, and also that he was on the main event on his own. I don't expect him to go back to the 3rd fight anymore. I think he's going to be more featured on his own. And I think he's going to end up fighting the likes of Jorge Linares. I think he's going to end up fighting Jojo Diaz and those type of guys. And I think he's going to probably have one more Haskell Rhodes type of fight, and then get into the names. That's what I'm foreseeing.
Something tells me that this is coming up in your fact or fiction just real soon. So I tell you what, let's move to the Twitter watch number 2, brother.
All right. This is from 9:31 p.m., July 9th, 2023. And I quote, forget about a Ugas Thurman fight. Bouts to make for Showtime are Stanionis, Thurman, and Ennis Ugas for 2 different shows, as they're both headline main event fights. Tweet this at Steven Espinoza as the fucking weasel has blocked me. Thank you. # Conor McGregor. # boxing.
That's Rick. Right. He did call him the fucking weasel, didn't he?
Yeah. Conor McGregor called him the fucking weasel right to his face. What he did, he almost shit. Looked like he needed a pit stop for underwear change.
Oh.
It's just that they're talking about Ugas versus Thurman. Who gives a shit about that fight? Okay, so use 2 guys that are both named guys for 2 guys on the cometh up. And Ugas would make a much better fight than Thurman. Thurman would should have loaded his pants against this guy. When he put Stanionis, put Thurman in with Stanionis. Those are 2 good fights.
Yeah, you know what?
Stanionis and Thurman.
Yeah, you know what? If Thurman Ugas, right? If that were a WWE match, that would be Howard Finkel would introduce it as, is scheduled for 1 pinfall. It's a retirement match. Wouldn't he say that, Giovanni? Right?
I don't know. I don't know about that. Ugas is a solid guy. He'll give him a good fight. He would give him a good fight.
I like Ugas. Yeah, I think he's a good fighter. But yeah, no, those are 2 great matchups there, Rick. I agree. Stanionis versus Thurman.
Yeah, they're talking about Ugas and Thurman. Nobody cares about that fight. It's 2 B-sides fighting each other. At least they're 2 named B-sides. Let them be B-sides. One for Ugas for Ennis, and the other guy Thurman for Stanionis. Those are good fights.
Big Rick. Now here's the sad thing: Stanionis versus Thurman. That's a great fight. Jaron Ennis after this last Saturday versus Ugas is a great fight also. And these would be, if it were back in, Ken Hirschman's heyday, let's just face it, these would be on regular championship, Showtime championship boxing. Now we're getting Ugas Thurman and more than likely what's going to be a pay-per-view. Why is this going to be on pay-per-view, sir?
That's because they don't have the budget, and they think they can do well with it on pay-per-view. And I think it drops a load in their pants, is what it does. I think it's I don't think anybody's going to watch if they fight each other. It's like a consolation fight. It's like two fucking guys that who gives a shit. They're two good B-sides. Listen, some guys are just good B-side. Here was a great B-side back in the day. Ready? What's his name? Burt Cooper. Great B-side, right or wrong?
Smoking Burt Cooper, yeah.
That's right.
Great
Burt Cooper versus the Atomic Bull.
Right, great B-side. Here's another great B-side. Razor Ruddock was a great B-side. Another great B-side.
Yeah.
Tommy Morrison. Tommy Morrison. Those are great. Those are excellent B-side guys. That's what they are. Oliver McCall. Oliver McCall was a good B-side. He got lucky. Right. But they got to use a little more ingenuity. Holy shit! What the fuck would you make Ugas and Thurman for?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, once again, you know what they say, Big Rick? Necessity is the mother of invention. So I think that's what we're looking at here. And once again, I think Al Heyman is once again getting brave with Steven Espinosa because of the successful lineup that they've had thus far in 2023. We'll see if that continues. We'll see if everyone purchases Crawford versus Spence on July 29th. I have my doubts, but not from our Warwick Radio extended family members. Guys, before we move forward, let's finish Fact or Fiction first, right? Number 3, at 4:56 p.m., July 8th, 2023, Big Rick tweeted, quote, he says, look, Lou DiBella, and you were answering his tweet, right? He said, July 7th, Pacheco, talented. Want to test the kid? Match him with Carlos Gongora, end quote. And you said this, quote, Lou DiBella has no fight for Carlos Gongora. Sure, Lou, let's match a hot prospect with your left-handed power puncher Olympian with lots of experience. If DiBella had Pacheco, he would never let him fight Gongora. This is just another example of DiBella being boxing's second biggest hypocrite, behind, of course, the number one, Eddie Hearn, #boxing.
Yeah. Is there a problem with that tweet?
Yeah. So what do you think? And this is one of the reasons why I like this tweet, and I wanted to highlight this. This is a real problem for Matchroom Sports, specifically for the guys, Diego Pacheco. What do you do with him? Who does he have at 168?
Nobody. He's got John Ryder. He's got John Ryder, but John Ryder want the mother load to fight Pacheco, and Eddie's not going to pay that. So, he's probably 2-3 fights down the road from maybe fighting a John Ryder. I don't even think he's ready for John Ryder yet, to be honest with you.
Oh, boy. And when's the last time Matchroom has staged why would you stage him in Monterrey, Mexico? He's from Southern California.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you want to know why I think?
No, let's hear what you know, brother. Come on now.
I think the production costs are much cheaper coming from Mexico than they are California, and you don't have the unions and all that kind of stuff, and you like you do in the arenas, and the actual production cost is cheaper, I believe.
You know what? I think you're absolutely right, but that does nothing to enhance his market value does it?
We know that, but what has Eddie Hearn ever done right since he came to North America? Not too much.
Yeah,
right.
And there it is. Next one, number 4, Big G.
All right, at 3:52 p.m., July 7th, 2023, and I quote, I have great news for Crawford backers. A friend called me, and he says he loves Spence to beat Crawford. This guy has never had a winner in his life that I'm aware of. I call him Mush. Bet Crawford and double down.
Mush.
Mush.
Okay.
Mush. That's right.
Yeah. He's never had a winner. He's never had a winner, for Christ's sake. I mean, this guy's on. Whatever you like, just go the other way.
Wait a minute. Has he taken over for Teddy Atlas? Like, I've written several articles about the Teddy Atlas curse.
Ron Katz is the worst. Ron Katz did a column about 15 years ago for Fight News. and he was like one winner out of every 5. They had to shit can him. It was an embarrassment. Okay, terrible.
Well, I will say this. I think someone who's taken over for both Ron Katz as well as Teddy Atlas is David Hay, former cruiserweight and heavyweight champion. Has he ever gotten a 50-50 matchup right since he's been commentating and since he's been retired? I think he's 0 for 10. Oh. That's what I think. Oh, we just lost Big Rick. I'll tell you what, though, want to give a big shout out to my brother, Sly Tendencies. Thank you for joining us, sir. He says, prepare to be glazed. Sonny outboxes Bam. Thoughts. I tell you what, as soon as he gets back on, he probably had to take a call, guys. Let's take this opportunity, though, to say hello to our dear friends in the chat. And Sly, thank you for the super chat, brother. And we'll be sure to ask him this as soon as he gets back in the queue, sir. Thank you very much. Let's hope he gets back on very soon. Well, here he is. Here goes a question. Here we go.
Just dropped.
Big Rick, welcome back, sir.
Yep.
Well, there's a question for you, brother, from our brother Sly Tendons. He says, prepare to be glazed. Does Sonny outbox Bam Rodriguez? Your thoughts, sir?
I think he can. He's got much faster feet than Bam. And he's got much faster hands. Bam's got more power and is left-handed. But I really think that I think Sonny can beat him. Yes, absolutely.
Well, look, it's from someone who was a ring announcer in his first fight, Bam Rodriguez, right? I've been following this guy since the amateurs, and I'm going to tell you, Big Rick, Sonny outboxes him, but doesn't win a decision. He gets robbed here in the States in Phoenix, Arizona. I'll tell you why, because Bam, his big chink in the armor is he has a very hard time cutting off the ring and closing the distance effectively. He is the best when someone either comes to him or he gets to sit in the pocket and trade. That's when he's at his best.
Sonny doesn't do either. So Sonny will box. And I think Sonny can get a decision. I don't think it's going to be that close.
Yeah, in my opinion, I think. Go ahead, sir.
Most people in boxing on this side of the border, this side of the pond, the big pond, thinks that Bam will win, and everybody over in the UK and Ireland thinks that Sonny's going to win.
Look, I'm telling you, brother, this fight's going to look exactly like Yuri Foreman versus Daniel Santos.
I don't even remember that fight.
Well, for good reason, brother. For good reason.
That's why.
You remember that, OG, right? You remember that fight, G.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I do, and it's an interesting style, the contrast of styles with Bam Rodriguez and Sonny Edwards. So, yeah, I'm interested to see what kind of game plan that they're going to work on for Bam to try to nullify that movement of Edwards.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys. Thank you once again, Sly. We really appreciate it, my friend. Thank you for the super chat. And, guys, I hope we get a chance to answer all of your questions from the chat. But we do have to move on because I really want to get Rick's opinion on this next tweet, right? And it was tweeted at 6:52 a.m., July 7th from Rick Glaser. And he says, quote, now that the drama has calmed down, #Virgil Ortiz should do the following to still become a world champion. 1, go to 154, no brainer. 2, hire a real dietitian, absolutely. 3, have his father take a step back from being the lead trainer. That's a must. Do those 3, and the sky's the limit still for young Virgil. #boxing. Rick, this is a big thing. Now, once again, what was the rumblings among Golden Boy Promotions when they found out about this? From what you heard,
it's not with Golden Boy. It's just that he fainted. He can't make the weight. He's not a 47 pounder. They think he's a 47 pounder. He's not. You can look at him and say he can't make 47. He's a big, thick guy. He's a lot thicker than Boots Ennis is. He's really a thick guy.
Wow,
and
that's
his
big.
back is huge. His legs are huge. His back is huge, and he's a big guy. And he simply can't make the weight. Now, people say, wasn't that unprofessional? No, it's a health issue. It's not a matter of being unprofessional. It's a health issue. He can't make the weight. It's not like he didn't train, he didn't try, he blew weight because he was eating or anything like that. He can't make the weight.
Well, Rick, my question to you, and the reason why I wanted to spotlight this tweet, do you think it's much more than just not being able to make the weight any further? Do you think this is the rhabdomyolysis, and do you think does he need to be fighting still? Does this go much deeper than just moving up in weight?
No, that illness, the illness that he has is being caused by having to work extra hard with no rest in between, and draining everything out of your system. That causes that illness he's got. It begins with an R. If he doesn't have to do that, you won't get that illness. So that's what he's up against. So, listen, the father thought he was a 47 pounder. Again, his father was wrong.
Rick, I'll ask you this.
I
want to ask you this. I'm sorry. Rick, I agree 100% with you that if Virgil is to continue his career, he should definitely move up. However, I think if welterweight is that much of an issue, then maybe go up 160. I mean, what do you think of that?
No. I think he should start out at 58 and go down to 57. I'm sorry, 57, and go down fight by fight just a little bit, like from 57 to 55, then go to 54, and over the next year. I think that's what he should do and get himself rebuilt. And remember, he still hasn't now fought in a long time because he's had three fights that were canceled. So he's been out of the ring a long time now. He outgrew the weight. He outgrew the weight, period.
Well, maybe he can come down to and compete for the Canelo weight championship at 155. What about that? I'm just kidding, brother. I'm just kidding. No.
He can make 54. He can make 54.
Well, once again, guys, this is a very serious matter. And we just hope that everyone in his team and Golden Boy Promotions, they do the right thing. Go ahead, sir.
Here's the worst part. Everybody that knows Virgil thinks the world of him is a human being.
Of course.
Everybody just thinks that the father's, trying to ruin the kid, attempting to, accidentally, of course, not with intent. No.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's a big reason, guys, why he's been jumping from trainer to trainer to trainer to trainer ever since he's turned pro. Guys, that's not by accident. That's because of his father.
Right.
So once again, I think you're onto something, Big Rick. Let's just hope that they come up with a healthy solution for Virgil Ortiz. We don't want to see anything. Well,
I have a healthy solution to Virgil Ortiz. Dump his father for starters. But Dad, this is how much you were going to make. Well, this is what you're going to get paid. Step to the back, Dad. Okay, so what's next? Come on, he's got to go. Yeah.
Well, are you asking me? Are you asking me what's next, brother? You're asking me what's next. I'll tell you what's next. Floyd, do me a favor. Floyd, where's Floyd? Can you tell him what's next, Floyd?
Hey, we ain't ducking and dodging nobody. It's time for Fact or Fiction.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Floyd.
G Funky, the honors, please. Number one, sir.
All right, Rick. Fact or Fiction time. Number one. Oscar De La Hoya is correct when he says Canelo is a old 33. Fact or Fiction?
Yes.
I agree with that.
Yep.
Why do you think so, brother? Why do you think he's an old 33-year-old fighter?
He's looked lackluster in his last couple fights because he's burnt out. He's fought too many fights. I mean, the guy's been a pro since he's been 16 years old. That's
15. Yeah.
15. That's how many years? 18 years. He's had how many fights? 60 some fights.
A lot of fights. Yeah.
Yep.
Almost 65 fights. I mean, come on. It's unheard of today. So
it is unheard of today. Go ahead, sir.
Yep.
So do
Yeah,
you think
I mean-
you think he's sliding though? You think he's on this? You think he's
I've
sliding?
I've already said he's not shot. He's not on the back nine, but there's slippage there, is what I've said.
What are the chances of an upset? What are the chances of an upset? Well, you know what? I'm jumping the gun. That may be coming up in Fact or Fiction. I don't remember, but that may.
Okay.
That may be.
Keep going.
That may
Okay,
be.
keep
I'll
going.
tell you what. Let's shoot to number 2, brother.
All right, number 2, Fact or Fiction with Rick Glaser. Jaron Boots Ennis is correct when he states they ain't seen nothing yet. Only seen like 30-40% of me. Fact or Fiction, Rick?
No, come on. That's a ridiculous statement. That's fiction, and not only fiction, it's delusional.
Yeah, I think we saw 100% of Boots last Saturday night.
Right.
Great performance,
Thank you.
and really what the doctor ordered, because there was a lot of people who I seen, because I've been on YouTube a long time. I see these guys. A lot of people jumped off the train, man, after the Karen, I cannot pronounce his last name, but the fight was on the undercard of Tank and Hector Luis Garcia. Didn't look so good. A lot of people jumped off the train, so I think this was exactly what the doctor ordered. He's in there with a tough, durable guy and stops him in 10 rounds. So styles make fights, guys. Got to remember that.
Agree.
Boots is great.
I agree.
Okay, well, here it is, Big Rick. Now, last night on his show, okay, James Gogi stated that, look, I'm telling you guys this right now, he's better than Spence and he's better than Crawford. You saw on Saturday night the future of boxing and someone who's going to revive boxing in Atlantic City. Your thoughts on his statement?
Well, he may be reviving boxing in Atlantic City. That's true. That could happen, but he's not. Right now he couldn't beat. He definitely couldn't beat Crawford, and he probably wouldn't beat Spence right now. He gets hit too much. He got, like I said, going into the fight the other night, we saw all these fights. We never saw that he had a chin or not. Well, he's got a good chin. He got hit with a lot of them, but he got hit with too many of them. And I think that he would be sorely tested versus a Crawford, who's a sharpshooter, a great finisher, lefty righty, and I think he'd be in trouble in that fight. He doesn't have enough experience yet. He gets hit too much, so I don't think. But when those guys move up to 54, then he'll be the king of 47 in my mind. Yep, for sure.
Yeah, most likely.
I'll tell you what, guys, and once again, I have a big problem with this, guys. Once again, you hear all kinds of negativity even after that performance. There's so much to love about Jaron Boots Ennis, and you're hearing all of these armchair experts, these damn YouTubers, okay, saying, "Oh man, I'm gonna have to wait and see. The verdict's still out on Jaron Boots Ennis," and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" That's what's wrong.
That's because he won't sign with Al Heyman so far, and that's why they're saying negative shit. If he signed with Al Heyman, they'd be riding Jaron Ennis is so fucking so hard that they need a second jar of Vaseline. Please.
Holy shnikes. I love it, guys. Once again, real talk from Rick Glaser.
Ooh,
my brother Khalid has a statement. All right. He asked me a question. He said, Joseph, is that Floyd Mayweather AI? G Funky, would you like to answer that, bro?
Hey, Joe had to pay a pretty penny for that voiceover from Floyd Mayweather. So let's give him that. All right.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Tell you what, man. So I tell you what number are we at, G Funky?
Number 3. So let's go ahead and get it. Number 3 here for Rick. Because of the financial fiasco that is Wilder versus Ruiz, Usyk's promoter is not correct when calling for Fury to be stripped of the WBC title.
Nobody's stripping Fury. You can. Let me explain this to you. You cannot strip a guy, okay, unless you call as mandatory, he refuses to fight as mandatory. You can't just strip a guy, okay? That's the reason why they haven't stripped that fucking Jamal Charlo, the 50-pounder, because they never called for his mandatory intentionally. Okay, that's why they haven't stripped him. You got to call for the mandatory. Okay,
Yeah.
remember, they're called voluntary defenses. Now, if you don't fight a mandatory, they can strip your ass.
That's it, guys.
Okay,
That's it.
so there's your answer.
And of course, if you got enough money to grease palms, Canelo,
no,
you can keep your belt.
That's not it.
No. Look, guys. Look, they will never strip the big money men. And once again, if they push too hard with guys like Canelo, he'll what does he say? What is he going to say to Mauricio Sulaiman?
Go home and get your fucking shine box.
And that's it, guys. If you push too hard against Canelo, he'll ditch your belt, right? And all of these guys, like Gilberto Mendoza, like Mauricio Sulaiman, like Paco Vergil, like Daryl Peoples, they all understand that our belt is worth so much more around Canelo's waist than anyone else at 168 or the surrounding divisions, right?
Yep. He's right.
And that's it, guys. That's it. So once again, guys, where were we? What number are we on, brother?
All right, moving right along, number 4 for Mr. Rick. After receiving the green light from the WBA to have a voluntary defense of his welterweight regular title, Ainmantas Stanionis will choose fellow countryman and former Olympian Egis Kavaliauskas as the next opponent. Fact or fiction?
I don't think so. I don't see that, but I just don't see that. It's not a draw. You need people from two different cultures to mean anything, and that, unless it's over there in their home country, but it probably wouldn't be. So I don't see that happening.
Well, I tell you what, though. Who then put on your matchmaking cap, Big Rick? We know you're one of the best matchmakers in the business.
They got a lot of guys. They got a lot of guys over there. They got that Ramos kid that's undefeated. They got Cody
Jesus
Crowley.
Ramos.
They got Cody Crowley. He's undefeated. They got a whole bunch of guys. They don't need to resort to fucking Kavaliauskas. That means shit.
As much as I love Kavaliauskas, I would not sell much in the United States.
No,
that's for sure.
You know what? I love if Jesus Ramos comes up big on the undercard of Crawford Spence. You know what? I do like his chances of getting that Ainmantas Stanionis assignment. But once again, this is voluntary. But it is indeed up to Al Heyman and Steven Espinoza. They're the ones who are paying the bills.
Voluntary because the mandatory might be called because the mandatory is due. That's why they were fighting originally. So whoever the mandatory, I don't know who's next in line. I'm not looking.
Very good. Very good.
Mario Barrios, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, don't say that, brother. Look, I love me some Mario Barrios. I love me some Mario Barrios, brother, and he's my bro. Love the guy, and I love his family, but come on now. Does anyone really want to see that, brother? Come on now.
Hey, trying to throw him a bone, all right? That's all I'm trying to do here.
Chingao. He's already been on 2 pay-per-views. Come on now, dude. If that ain't enough, I don't know what is.
Well, according to some of these YouTube guys, that makes him a pay-per-view star. So,
Oh, jeez. Well, according to David Benavidez, that makes him a pay-per-view star, huh? Chingao.
Yeah.
This guy thinks he's a pay-per-view star. Now, once again, while we're on the topic, once again, Big Rick, does David Benavidez, does him fighting Caleb Plant on pay-per-view, does that constitute him being a pay-per-view attraction?
No, it didn't do that well. No.
Give us the real numbers, Rick. What were the real numbers?
Let's hear it, Rick. Come on, brother.
I don't remember what they are offhand, but they weren't good.
No.
Yeah, I kind of figured that. And again, in this era of fans streaming these fights, it doesn't surprise me.
Piracy's huge. Espinoza just said so himself. It's the only time he ever told the truth that I know of. Espinoza. It was actually a historic moment. It was actually a historic moment in boxing history. Fucking Espinoza telling the truth.
Oh, Chinga. Oh, Chinga.
All right. Ready to move on? Ready to move on, Joe?
Yeah, let's move on, brother. Wait. Hold on. But before you go any further, man, let's I paid good money for this, man. Let's hear it again.
Hey, we ain't ducking and dodging nobody. It's time for fact or fiction.
Yes. Thank you, Floyd, for that. Appreciate that. Number 5 for Rick. Sugar Shane Mosley's claim that Spence damaged Crawford in sparring several years ago means absolutely nothing heading into their July 29th showdown. Fact or fiction?
It's a funny thing about that. Nobody knows anything about that. Never heard of it before. I talked to people that around Spence. I talked to people around Top Rank. Nobody's ever heard of that before. So I don't even I don't think it even existed.
I don't even think it exists. Thank you for bringing that up, because I asked people as well. They didn't know. They have no idea that these two ever sparred. And
I'm telling you, what's his name's probably half punched out. Mosley, I don't know if he is. I'm not saying he is, but there's no way that those two sparred. Believe me when I tell you. No way.
Well, consider the source. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
First of all, when would they have sparred? I mean, one guy's been a world champion forever. Well, okay, and Spence was a protected prospect when this guy was already world champion. When would they have sparred? Protected prospects don't go spar world champions. Come on, it's a ridiculous thing.
I've never heard of that as well. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. Yeah. But consider the source. Once again, this was an article that I found. Go ahead, sir.
If you just go by chronological and what you know about boxing, that hot prospects, Olympians don't go spar at world champions, and then why would Crawford, who weighed 135 and 140, go spar at 47? What was he gonna do? Fly over to fucking Dallas? Come on. Shit.
Yeah, and also in the build-up, which has been 5 years now since this fight has been talked about through the media and through fans, we would have heard something by now. Yeah, we would have heard something by now.
Right. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
And there it is. What number are we on, brother? 6.
All right,
we already on 6.
Yeah, man, we're flying tonight. We're flying, and that's
holy
good.
cow.
Yeah, we can get some Q&A with the chat. Rick loves to chop it up with the fans out there. So
and there it is.
Yeah, number 6 is Golden Boy lightweight contender Floyd Scofield will take on Jojo Diaz as a step up in his next assignment. Fact or fiction, Rick?
I can't answer that question. Here's why. He got a big cut. Floyd got a big cut on his cheek. From a headbutt, in the fight the other day. So I don't know when he's fighting again, and JoJo's going to fight before then. So whether it's Scofield's next fight is possible, but it's not JoJo's next fight.
Well, from what Ronnie told me is that they project that he's going to be out until November.
Right,
Floyd Scofield.
There you go. Yeah. The other guy's supposed to fight in September, October. Jojo Diaz. It probably won't be, but it could. But it definitely won't be JoJo's next fight. He'll be fighting before that.
From the hard noggin of that awesome country duo, Haskell Rhodes. Yeah. Doesn't that sound like and G Funky brought this to my attention? Doesn't it sound like an amazing country duo like Montgomery Gentry? Yeah. Hey guys, they're about that new song from Haskell Rhodes, Daddy Don't Walk Too Fast.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. Oh man. Almost feel like doing the Joe Dirt line, Hey, my favorite band's AC/DC, Van Halen, not Van Hagar,
Haskell
Fire
Rhodes.
away, guys.
Oh, so you didn't like the joke. Okay, there we go.
Number 7, Rick. On August 12th, Dillian White will once again get knocked the fuck out by way of vicious uppercut at the hands of Anthony Joshua. Fact or fiction?
You'd think so, but I think so. But the funny thing, Joshua is so scared now and so insecure and has no confidence that he might not go for it. He might try to box as a safety win. I don't know that. So that's a hard thing to say.
Ooh, man.
Yeah, you know what? And it's funny, Dillian White, and for some reason, he always likes to create this chip on his shoulder for himself, right? I think it helps motivate him or something. He was a little miffed at the press conference, and he took aim at Eddie Hearn for visiting Joshua in Texas, but not bothering to visit Dillian White in Florida. And he said, "Oh, you'll be bullshitting. Hearn, you went all the way to Dallas to see AJ, and you didn't come to Florida to see me." And Hearn said, "Well, I didn't think you would take the fight, quite honestly." And he goes, "Oh, you'll be bullshitting. Just stop that." And he goes, Hey, can I ask you one question? What do AJ's balls taste like?" And Eddie Hearn said, "Well, you might find out on August 12th. Well, now will you?" So I tell you what, they're trying to build this fight up. But Rick, are you genuinely interested in this fight?
No, this was done 7 years ago, 8 years ago. We don't 7 years, whatever. It was done then, and it's a clear winner. And I don't need to see the fight again. It doesn't mean anything. What's it mean in the big picture? It means a lot in the UK for those people over there, but it doesn't mean anything over here.
Well, I don't even know if it's still a big deal in the UK. Now, once again, Eddie Hearn is projecting that this does over 1 million purchases. Do you still think it does?
No, doesn't do that kind of purchases. No way.
See, I didn't think so.
Money. I think they'll make money off of it, but I don't think 1 million. No, when I first heard this was happening again, I was like, yawn. But and with Dillian White, he's a sucker for an uppercut. So I mean, that's the one thing I'd be training on a lot in the Joshua camp. And I'm just tired of seeing Dillian White. I've never thought he was that good. So
he's gotta go.
I love it.
All right.
So what's next? What's next, my friend?
Number 8 for Rick. Canelo Alvarez will knock out both Charlo twins in his next 2 fights. Fact or fiction?
No, probably not. Probably won't knock him out. Probably not. No.
Interesting. What about?
Well, I tell you what, though, Stephen Espinosa did indeed let the cat out of the bag, saying that in this 3-fight deal, they're gonna fight. He's gonna fight both Charlo twins. First, obviously, coming up September 30th. It's gonna be Jermell. And then Cinco de Mayo next year. It's going to be Jamal, if he indeed gets past Jermell Charlo. What is the probability of an upset, though, Big Rick?
Well, it can happen. Canelo, like I said, is a little on the back 9, and a little slippage. And if there's more slippage in this next fight, he can catch himself getting out hustle on the short end. He could, absolutely.
What do you think, Big G? What do you think, brother?
Oh man, it's tough to say because he's fighting a guy who's moving up jumping over a weight class. He's never been hit by someone who's a legit super middleweight, and it's tough to say right now, man. I'm gonna have to do some more film study and come up with a better answer. But right now, I can't really say. Well,
I'll tell you what, Big Rick usually has the beat, so I'm gonna roll with what Big Rick is saying. Now, customarily, Jermell and Jamal have been durable. I
also tell you what I said. I told you that Jermell would not be fighting Tim Tszyu next. He'd back out of that fight, didn't I?
You sure did. You called it, brother. So now, our brother Pounds, welcome to the show, sir, and thank you for being a part of it, and thank you for supporting Big Rick. He says, Benavidez Sr. is now apologizing to Canelo. See, what did I tell you? They finally got the memo that if you push too hard, well, Canelo's going to push back and he's going to tell you what?
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
Get the F out of here, man. You're a terrible fighter, man. He's going to tell you that. Guys, at this stage of his career, Rick, does he have to fight anyone or prove anything to anybody at this point?
I'll tell you what I would do if I was Canelo. I would do a world tour and go to England and fight somebody, go to Denmark and fight somebody, go to Japan and fight somebody if there's somebody there to fight. Just do a world tour and do like 3 fights a year, relatively safe fights, and like Ali did against Blinn and Dunn and
Yep.
Henry Cooper and all that kind of. That's what I would do with him. It's, why does he want to fight these tougher fights? I don't know. I don't know what the reason is at this point, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yep. There it is. There it is.
All right.
There it is.
Let's go to number 9, guys. Ready?
We're on number 9 already.
Yes, number
Holy
9.
shnikes, man.
So here we go. Matchroom Sport Contender at 168. Diego Pacheco will knock out Edgar Berlanga.
They won't be fighting. They won't be fighting, so you can forget about it. Not happening.
Ooh,
Because that actually makes sense.
No, because Berlanga can't make enough money to fight. But what are they going to pay him to fight? But he's looking for $10, $12, $15 million score.
Oh my gosh.
You know?
Where
He ain't making
that's fantasy land though, Rick. That's
No, it's
fantasy
not. No,
land,
it's not.
brother.
No,
For
it's not.
Berlanga
He-
asking that much money?
He could get 10, 12 million if he fought Canelo. It's not fantasy money.
No,
It's
but So
What's that?
they're hoping to actually build Berlanga into a commodity, though, so they can put together a Canelo fight after the 3-fight deal is done in 2025.
You never know. He might be the third fight because maybe Eddie will let him go because Eddie doesn't have a big fight for him. Eddie might let him go.
Oh boy.
And then Keith Conley, the manager of Belanga's got a great relationship with Al Heyman, so that might
That
be
is
the
true.
third fight.
Keith Connolly is his manager. That's right. That's true.
All right.
Mm.
And
The
he's got a
wild
great
card.
relationship.
The wild card in the 3-fight
So
deal. Edgar
so-
Berlanga.
Yeah. So trust me when I tell you that it definitely won't be Diego Pacheco versus Belanga.
Oh,
Right.
boo.
Next. Come on, we got 10 minutes to go. Come on.
All right, here we go.
number
Here we
10.
go. We've got 3 more, don't we, brother?
Yeah, number 10 here. Nonito Donaire will become the oldest man to win a major world title at 118 pounds again this weekend. Fact or fiction, Rick?
I think so. Yes.
Well, hold on. Let me do my Lupa Contreras,
Yes,
right?
yes, do it.
Here it goes. Here it comes. This is the way Lupa Contreras always announces Nonito Donaire, right? And I love it because he pronounces his surname the way it should be pronounced. Introducing Nonito Donaire.
Oh, man, that was spot on there. Shout out to Lupe, man. He's a nice guy. I got a chance to meet him this year at the Showbox card that I covered. And yeah, nice guy, man. And golden pipes, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's a super great guy. I just wish he did more events now. Is he semi-retired? Do you know anything about his situation, Rick?
No, but I don't think he speaks Spanish. Isn't that the problem with him?
No, he's ¿Quién es más macho? The guy with the worst catchphrase in
I know who didn't speak. I know who's supposed to speak. Jake Gutierrez. He got stopped getting gigs because he couldn't speak Spanish. That's right.
That is true.
Jake
That is true.
Gutierrez. That's who it was.
Yeah, but Lupe, yeah, he's fluent in Spanish. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think, Rick? Will Donaire become the oldest man to win at 118?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's going to become the oldest man again. He currently has that distinction at 39. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So he's going to break his own record.
Got a great opportunity this weekend, that's for sure. So, all right, number 11. Because Frank Martin isn't a big ticket seller or ratings draw, he will become the most avoided man in the talent-enriched lightweight division. Fact or fiction, Rick?
Yeah, I think if he wins the world title, they'll just put him in with the PBCers and stuff like that. So probably it's a good answer. Yes. Yep. He'll become avoided because, Al Heyman's not going to let him fight Shakur and that kind of stuff. So yeah, he will, I'm not saying avoided, but he won't be fighting anybody live. No.
Yeah, you know what? I really feel for guys like Frank Martin. They're super talented. And once again, most people don't realize in the Golden Gloves, he has a big victory over Virgil Ortiz in the amateurs. He is super talented. There's so much to like about him, but he couldn't sell out my living room on a Saturday night, Big Rick. What do you do with fighters like that, brother? And you'd like to stick him in tough, but unfortunately, he's going to be avoided like the plague now, isn't he?
I got an idea for Frank if they can't find him anything. We just saw a guy we could possibly fight that fought this weekend, Edwin de los Santos. That'd be a nice matchup.
Oh, boy.
De los Santos is a 30-pounder. He fought a 35-pounder at a catchweight.
You think
but he's a 30-pounder? Probably not. You know, why would he have to? He can just fight at 130 for a world title.
Yeah, when I talked to his promoter Samson, I asked him. I said, what's going on with Edwin? He hasn't fought since September. He fought on the undercard of Andy Ruiz and Luis Ortiz, and he was like, I'm having trouble finding him fights. So why not?
That translation is Al Heyman ain't done shit for the kid. That's what that translation is.
Well, I tell you what, we want to thank our brother KO Boxing breaking news for the big $20.
Oh, 20.
He says, my guy, Mr. Rick Glaser, is the guru of the business of boxing. Yes, indeed. Guys, if you didn't know, Rick Glaser is indeed a real guy. Okay, he's a legit guy and is respected by everyone within the boxing community, like it or not.
Yeah, like I always say, even if people hate me, they know I'm sharp. So that's like the ultimate compliment. A guy said about me once, I hate the bastard, but I got to admit he's a genius.
There it is. There it is. This is Big Al Feaster. Hey, welcome to the show, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you for supporting Big Rick on this evening. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. And I tell you what, if you have any questions or any comments aside from this from Mr. Big Rick Glaser, please let him fly at this time. We'll be more than happy to post them on the board. But
you guys,
go ahead, sir.
You guys, real quick, I'll tell you a funny story. So somebody asked my wife one day, so what did she saw? They saw my wife driving the brand new S500, the 2023 Benz. She had the Rolex with the diamonds on, the Louis Vuitton purse. She goes, what does your husband do for a living? She says he argues with dummies.
Yeah, it's about right.
Yeah.
But, you do that, but that doesn't pay the bills. Look, guys, Rick has a great working relationship with pretty much everyone within the business. And can I let the cat out of the bag?
Except Al Heyman.
Well, except Al Heyman, except Lou DiBella. I will say that.
Yeah.
But, guys, if you didn't know, if you enjoyed this DAZN main event, that's Rick Glaser's handiwork. Can I actually say that? Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah. I supplied the opponent. They okayed it. They made the match golden boy, but I brought the guy forward and made my end of the fight with them and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I do. That's one of the many services I provide.
That's it, guys. And if you didn't know, now you know. Rick's a legit guy, and that's one of the reasons why he always will get the red carpet on this show. Last fact or fiction, brother. Well, before we do on, once again, let's let Floyd.
We ain't ducking and dodging nobody. It's time for fact or fiction.
Yes, thank you, Floyd, for that. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure, champ. Okay. Last one, Rick. Number 12. Tyson Fury will elect to face Big Bang Zhule Zhang instead of unifying the heavyweight champ Alexander Usyk in 2024 simply because he can. Fact or fiction?
No, that's not happening.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, that's something that I'm going to ask.
Well, hold on. So why is it because he's going to fight Usyk or because Zhule Zhang is going to lose to Joe Joyce on September 23rd?
Neither. It's just that Tyson will fight, and he's left-handed. He can punch. He's got good hand speed. He's just say, I don't need this guy. So remember, it's not about Zhang. It's about who Tyson Fury wants to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going to be talking with with Terry Lane soon, who I believe is his advisor.
Oh, and there it is. That's
Yeah,
his
he
manager. Yeah, the Lane brothers. That's his managers.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Lanes are good guys. They're good, very
Yeah.
good guys.
So I'll definitely ask him what happened with the negotiations that were rumored between Fury and Zhang, and anything.
They could have
else,
started. It could have started with Frank Warner Top Rank, but then it died off as soon as Fury heard about it. He probably put the squashes to it. Probably figured, no, we'll get him to fight him, and he said, no, I'm not doing that. So why?
Whoa.
A big, strong guy with fast hands and left-handed and got power. Why would Fury want to fight him? There's no reason for it.
Well, according to Bruce, he said it was almost a done deal, brother.
Who said that?
Bruce.
Well, did it happen?
No, but that was only because
it was what Bruce met. What Bruce met was Frank Warner was on board, Top Rank was on board, Zhang and his people were on board, and Fury wasn't. And that's just what I just said. Fury wasn't.
Oh, okay. Well, I tell you what, we have a question. Well, once again, Luzola, he asked. We already addressed this, but we'll go ahead and address it because it seems to be a very, very popular item on this show. So, Rick, can you please once again bring us up to date on what transpired? Luzola, welcome to the show, sir. He says, any idea what's going on with Virgil Ortiz Jr.? Any details other than he fainted in training?
He's going to fight it. He's going to go to 54. He can't make 47. He didn't faint. He didn't faint for any reason, but he can't make that weight. He's trying too hard.
Well, I tell you what, though, that's it. Rick, you survived this edition of Fact or Fiction, brother. Congratulations, sir.
What? Was there any doubt?
Well, I was starting to have some. Well, no, of course not, brother. Come on now. We love having you on the show, Rick. And you know what? An hour just doesn't seem to be enough. But we understand you're a busy man. You probably have about 10 or 15 calls to return.
Yeah, I got about 6 or 7 and about 10 emails. So I got to go for now. And in the meantime, if you want to do a 2-hour show one of these nights, if the Yankees are off on a Monday night or something like that, I'll go for 9 to 11, like once in a blue moon.
Well, I tell you what. First of all, before you leave, please tell me what you think of my Teddy Atlas impression.
Maybe, just maybe, it's time for Rick Glaser's Twitter watch. Bang!
Pretty fucking good.
Shout out to Teddy Atlas. Yes.
Hey,
Thank you, brother. You made my night that right there. Thank you, Rick.
it's actually it's very, very, very entertaining to say the least.
Thank you, my friend. That means a lot, brother. Seeing that you're from seeing that you're from the tri-state area. Yeah, thank you, brother. That means a lot to me, my friend. But I tell you what, hey, G Funky, big round of applause for Rick Glaser, please. Thank you, sir. Any parting shots for our listening audience, Big Rick, on this beautiful Monday evening?
Yeah. To Lou DiBella, you're a scum-sucking pig whenever you listen to this. You have a great evening, guys.
God bless you, Big Rick. And
see you next Monday,
my friend.
We'll
see you next Monday. Can't wait, brother.
Bye-bye.
Oh, I tell you what, thank you, Big Rick. God bless you, brother. Chief Funky, any parting shots for our listening audience as well, sir?
Oh, hey, just make sure you hit the like button, guys. Okay, again, that's the most important thing you can do for the channel. Any channel that you like and support their content, hit the damn like button. It's free. All right, you don't have to pay for it. So just do that and continue to support the platform here. This is great, man. I always have a great time talking with Rick and Joseph. Always a blast, man. Thank you guys for tuning in.
So, guys, once again, if you weren't aware, yeah, that's me doing all those impressions. I know it doesn't seem like it. Yeah, but I'm doing all that stuff. I do this all for you guys. We want to thank you once again for joining in. And on behalf of Big Rick Glaser, on behalf of The Real G Funky Boxing, I'm Joseph Heron. You've been listening to Warwick Radio. Have a great evening, everybody.
FightSaga.com and Halftime Pizza proudly present Real Talk with boxing professional Rick Glaser.